All right. My people, my good people, what's going on? March 8th. Last week was a mess, man. So, um, yeah, made some money, lost a couple accounts. Part of the game is what it is. But yeah, we'll get back to it this week. Um, don't forget, today is daylight savings time, so make sure your clock and everything is adjusted on your trading view or whatever app or brokerage you're using. We are now at UTC -4 if you're using the New York. Um, if you're using New York time. What I would also say is make sure your indicators are respecting that UTC -4. So your time, if you use the time-based indicator, so they're not off. But man, a lot of stuff going on. War. Um, I don't know who could have predicted this. I don't know who could have said this months ago, last year. Chart saw it coming, but shout out to that guy, whoever that guy might be. Um, so it looks well. You know what? Let's start with bonds like we always do. Um, so man, there's so much. It's gonna be a great week, man. Such a great week. I'm gonna try to make this short, not too long. So for the bonds, I'm short on bonds. Obviously with wars and stuff going on, we're definitely short on bonds. But just going on the chart, we're not gonna do too much fundamentals. Um, we took quarter four on our 10-year note. Took quarter four on a 5-year note. Did not do so on the T-bond. So we do have that divergence there. I've been looking for this target for a while now, and it looks like we got a little manipulation higher, and I think we run out these lows. If we don't get all the way there, I do expect us to at least, oh, let me turn my thing on. I expect us to at least run these lows first, these equals first, and we'll see what we create down here. What I do like that we've done, which lets me know that maybe later in the year, quarter three, and as we end the year, we're going to be coming back up to these highs. I love how we left this yearly high here and this one here. So that'll be a target for us at a later time. Dixie. Man, I keep showing this every week, and this is something that has been literally have been on my charts for 2 years. Um, Manipulation, accumulation, manipulation, distribution, accumulation, manipulation. This is our manipulation, right? This is a weekly chart, and I fully expect us to start digging up here into here. So I think we have reached a point where the dollar is going to start pumping. And if again, without getting into too much fundamentals, crude oil. Once crude oil causes inflation, right? And I don't know what percent we're at right now, but if we get above the or around the 4% level, you're really going to start feeling it. Gas. I think you've seen gas jump $1 last week, um, and that causes the dollar to pump. That also causes the CAD dollar to pump. So I will be looking long on the dollar this week. Just on the charts though. So we're in this range. Man, what am I doing? We're in this range here, right? So from this range, I expect us to see we have a balance to fill on this daily. Maybe we get there, maybe we don't. I really don't care if we get there. Um, but I will be looking for some type of movement down to start the week. And after CPI, I don't know if CPI gives us the full manipulation down or if CPI starts the catalyst for us to move up. But I'm short the dollar until CPI. So if we get a small pump up to start the week, I'll be shorting whatever um I'll be shorting the dollar against whatever until CPI. And then after that, I'll obviously flip. So that's really it for the dollar. I expect, like I said, move down, pump up. Let's move to indices, right? Indices are interesting because on this weekly, right? We've just had, especially on NQ, we've had these two doji weeks, like just trash PA. I think that's kind of over with. Excuse me. I think that what we do is start to fall off, and I think we fall off hard this week on indices. Um, we got this sweep of the previous week high, and then we failed to even barely make it back to that previous week high before we sold off. YM just sold off. YM starting doing its own thing, leaving gaps and imbalances. Same thing with ES. And this is an NVIDIA play right here. This is the NVIDIA effect. NVIDIA is trying to prop it up, but NVIDIA is getting ready to fall as well. And that affects ES and NQ. So I'm expecting more downside, and this range I have right here is just this entire leg here. So I think we start to fill in some of these imbalances here. Um, we have a bunch around right above the 50 level. So I definitely would be short this week. Um, and if we actually take a look at NVIDIA, let me go over let's go over to the multi, let's go over NVIDIA, right? So if we're looking at NVIDIA, let's go to the weekly. We've had we had a great. This is obviously everybody knows this is one of my favorite patterns, quote unquote, to see on the chart, right? We ran this week out, closed below, right? And had a slight pump and back down. What I'm expecting, I don't think we come and take this previous week's high, but I do expect us to move back into this range, right? Do a little dance, manipulate, and then we sell off, right? That was actually disgusting. Let me turn that down. Yeah. So, and then we have a bunch of equal lows here. Oops, sorry. We have a target here, and then look at right at the 50, we have an imbalance on the weekly. So get your puts ready on NVIDIA. They'll probably be pretty expensive this week because everybody sees what we see. So, all right, let's move on. Let's get to Euro. I'm gonna try to slide through these guys. Um, Obviously, if I'm strong on the dollar, I'm short Euro. There's this 3 month gap. Let me just go to it real quick. All right, this is 3 month imbalance we want to try to fill in, and this is the previous year EQ. So those are sensitive prices. Let me go back to the weekly. But look, we had a sell off this week, didn't even create a wick. It was just nasty drop. But what I would like to see, which I may or may not do, is take these longs back into the range. Maybe we get a pump on CPI and then a sell off. And it's a money making week, man. So I'm actually on my CFD accounts, I'll be holding. I'll be swinging if we get any type of retracement up into let's take it from here, right? Let's just go from here. If we get any type of let's go right, any type of retracement up in here, I'll put a couple positions on to swing. Um, and that's that's same thing for pound, right? Pound is a little stronger than euro, but it's just same idea. Um, I would like to see a move up here. I have this range marked out here. Um, we have a slight imbalance to fill right there, which I expect us to fill and run through. And then we have a little bit of an imbalance. So on a lower time frame, that's more of an imbalance. So we can get up here, create some divergence, SMT or whatever, and continue to sell off in the same manner. So we have value swings here, and if I do my projections, right, um, right under there is your one standard. If I go to my targets, uh, that's my one standard as well, but it's just I like it to see it like that. Failure swings. Okay, so you have your failure swings here. We may not get there next week, or we could because it is CPI, so we could get a nice movement. But I do expect us to start heading down this way. Um, Let's see what else we have. Let's go with. Oh, you know what? The yen is pretty interesting this week too, as well. I have yen as one of the weakest pairs. I thought we would get a pump. I thought we would get this pump. We did not. So it looks like it was already priced in with when they had the election and whatnot. So I expect the yen to keep falling. Um, it's easier to see on the daily. So uh, we had a sell-off. We had 1 day of pump just to fill in some imbalance and a continued sell-off, and I expect us to actually just continue doing so. We have the equal lows, and my first target is I know this says target one, but this is actually my first target here, and that should just sell off. So with USD JPY, what I expect is I expect this was ugly. I expect a little retracement here. And then after CPI, let me move this around. Just hit all my targets. Um, I expect a little retracement here, and then just a continued pump here. And you could probably hold for this for a minute. Let's see. Euro, as I said, euro's weaker than pound. We took out these equal highs, and um, now we're selling off. We have uh, we have these equals here. We have an imbalance, which would be on, is that the 3 month on euro? Yeah, that's a 3 month. Another 3 month on euro. So I expect us to head down that way. Um, Aussie New Zealand. Aussie is still the strongest pair, which is why I'll probably be off of um, Aussie USD this week. Um, I think that we just continue to pump for Aussie New Zealand because, uh, especially during times where gold is super bullish, Aussie it has the effect of that. It feels the effect of that more so than New Zealand. Um, but when Aussie is bullish and we get the flip to Dixie being bullish, it's going to kind of range a little bit. So because it's been pumping so long, you'll probably see it start to range a little bit. Um, One thing I wanted to say about here's another reason why euro is going to be way weaker, right? So you have the Straits of Hormuz, right? And again, not to get too fundamental and geopolitical and whatnot, but when you have the Straits of Hormuz and then you have the effects of war going on, these insurance companies, they rescind their coverages. So you have banks, which is one of the oldest banks, like the Lloyd's of London in England, they canceled all war risk coverage. So by doing so, what the ships that are crossing those straits are now sitting still, right? Because the price of whatever they haul has increased 4 to 5 times. So if you're on let's say normally it's um you know you have a $50 million. Um, it now costs 1% of that whole per week, right? So 500K per week to hold whatever is on that ship. It's no longer worth it per day to pay for a charter, to pay for the insurance if you're not covered because if something happens, you're out of business. And so it's really it's not just Iran that or and the surrounding entities and governing bodies that say, hey, straits are closed. It's these insurance companies. And this is why you'll just see fear will rule the market because when they say, oh, no, 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 we can't go there. We can't go there, shut it down. Nobody gets paid because we're not taking on the loss. We're not taking on all the risk, right? Um, and that's just something that's part of the game. So we're shorting euro. I actually I expect yen to be the weakest pair, but euro is right after that. So anything anything euro XXX shorting. Anything XXX euro, which is nothing. Um, I would be buying, but I'm just buying anything against the euro. I'm buying. Um, Okay, so where are we at now? Let's check Bitcoin real quick. So, Bitcoin is just continue dumping. Um, uh, let's go to the weekly. I can't see myself buying anything Bitcoin. I thought maybe we were filling these imbalances a little bit more up here. I guess we're just gonna leave those for a later date. But once we fill in this imbalance and we close in below, for you, CR. CRT or CR2, whatever, I don't even know what you call it. Whatever you CR, I think, oh, CRT. This is your time to shine. Here, there's a there's your whatever you call it, candle. Whatever. Um, but and for you order pairing traders, same thing. CRT is the CRT, I believe. Listen, we're gonna pair these buy stops, these sell stops, and that's how I'm watching Bitcoin. So once we get a pullback up here, it even tests here, I'll be looking for a move back down, and I'm actually looking for a move back down to 40, 49 too. Um, and as you can see, this is my area I've been looking for. This is when I'm buying on a personal account. And I'm buying and holding, and I'll just keep buying and holding every week or really every day. I'll just be putting money into this. And it's the same thing for Ethereum. I can't see myself buying anything, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I just can't see it. So I'm only looking for shorts. This was my reversal point of interest originally that I had, and we're not getting any lift, right? So it's been an entire month since we've hit this level, and we've gotten nothing. Actually, we hit this level on the first week of February, so over a month now. And we're not getting any lift. So, and especially with this closure here, we're just going to see continued downside. So, um, we could come up here and fill in this daily gap. Um, but from there, I definitely would I would be short anything Ethereum, anything Bitcoin. For gasoline futures, if you didn't get in, just call it, man. I'm not gonna go over this too much, but you missed your time to shine. Unless you're a risk taker, man. Unless you want to fly and just get in on the open, and you got that kind of money. I don't want to get caught on the top. I do think we come up here and fill in imbalances. I think we may even test the highs, depending on how long this stuff lasts. Same thing for crude oil. Um, we could just blast past everything. Uh, I don't like to play this game. Like this type of candle. This is a stay home candle. This is a close your charts candle for me. So, um, not interested. Um, what I am interested in this week is gold. Um, I'm gonna I didn't like how the last week moved. Particularly kind of consolidated a little bit after that Tuesday sell off. But what I would like to see, right, is for those who are in the use of the trend lines, right? So if this is your trend line, right, you're in this, now you find yourself kind of in this little channel. Let's just put it here. Find yourself like in this little channel. So you could technically break above. Um, well, what is this? A wedge, I guess you should call it. I guess that's what they call it. Um, yeah. So you can find yourself breaking above here, retesting, and coming up here. And what we do from here, I don't know. Maybe we sell off, maybe we continue upwards. Or we could find ourselves taking out these equal lows, then moving higher. Um, Either one is fine for me. I'm actually leaning towards, if we're buying, I'm buying gold. If we're selling, I'm selling silver. And that's just kind of how I'm going to watch it this week. But this little wedge area of consolidation, I may just wait and to see which side we break out on first. I'm I, I'm kind of leaning long um, first. Maybe we don't take out this low. But again, this could be a thing where same situation where let's see, we have right, we have this little wedge pattern right here, right, where we could take out the low here, and that would create the divergence with gold, and then we head higher. So again, I'm watching and waiting, and we'll see. Um, let's see. Aussie, I did Aussie. CAD CHF, man. I love this play this week, man. This was beautiful. This weekly move was beautiful. And now, if you look on the 4 hour, right? This even this range, right? Ooh, my bad. This range, right? Um, this range looks so beautiful. The way we shot up and then consolidation immediately. I cannot wait until we get any type of well, you know what? Let's do it here. So on your 4 hour, you can have this manipulation here. We could actually catch something here, right? Anything here, we can catch it here, take off. We can catch it here, take off, right? Not, but anyway, you get it. But this is going to be on my radar this week, especially when if we get deep into this range, or maybe not even really deep, but once we get around to the equilibrium area, I'm looking long, and when I'm holding, this is another swing for me. I'm holding. We have these equal highs here. We actually just filled in that imbalance here, so knock that out. Um, and I don't know how far we can project to get to. Um, but if we just take these projections here, oops, sorry, off of this, let's see, let's flip that. Oh, wait, yeah, okay. So right at the one standard, right, would be here, and our two standards, we're looking, oops, our two and a half standards are looking at this all this consolidation area here. Um, that consolidation area and four another our other consolidation area. It's so crazy how all this stuff lines up like it's an algorithm or something, and then you have an imbalance at your fifth standard right there. So just projection targets. So after we took that 2025 low, looks like we may be in for some upside. So it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. Let's see if there's anything else I wanted to talk about. We looked at JPY. I think that's it for the week, man. So I'll go to my plays, man. Like I said, I think Aussie is your strongest pair, then CAD, then Swiss franc, then New Zealand, pound, euro, JPY, Dixie until CPI, maybe your weakest, and then it can come all the way and to be the strongest pair. But these are the shorts that I'll be looking at. These are the longs that I'll be looking at. I'm not really looking at oil and natural gas. I'm watching it, but if we get some type of accumulation day on a Monday and then we manipulate downward, maybe I'll take a an intraday play, but um, nothing crazy because that boat has sailed. So this is my analysis for the week upcoming. This is how I'm watching. And I appreciate y'all tuning in as always. Love y'all. Let's make some money this week. Um, and I'll catch y'all next week.